But Your Excellency, you see, isn't all of these crises helping the PDP play into the hands of the APC?
No, we will never.
Look at how things turned out in the Ondo elections, for example.
Ondo election, for example, Governor Mimiko came to me 3-4 times. And I told him clearly that, Mimiko, you are a governor. We will all love to support you to get a candidate that will win the election. But please allow people to go and contest that election. If Jonathan will be voted out by Nigerians, what makes you think that as a governor you can anoint somebody and the people will accept it? He refused. In other words, people that came to buy form in this office are 7, and they went under primary. He went to court, and the court said yes, they use an election of the state to determine. The court says that Mr. Jagade had a right by the lower court to allow him to contest the election. Since he was not allowed to join the court case that determined who should be the candidate of the party, his rights were impeached. Therefore, if he was allowed to contest, he would have won. Mr. Jagade would have won along with Jimo Ibrahim, and that was all what the court determined. And we abide by what the court said, and they went and lost the election. Because he picked the wrong candidate. See, once the party, the Court of Appeal, decide who is right and who is wrong, we'll bring everybody together. I don't want to remain as chairman, no. I want Nigerians to choose their chairman through an elective process. Everybody should be allowed. Let them go and run. The best man should be the national chairman of the party, not handpicked by anybody. That's my position. Ahmed McAfee was in this office where you are now. I spoke to him. I told him that, look, it's not about Ali Sharif and you. You know that what has happened is wrong. Let's do the right thing.
Did he agree?
Well, at a stage he did. Later he backed out.
After that meeting?
Yes.
Or in the course of the meeting?
No, after the meeting.
Which meant there must have been some pressure from some quarters.
I don't know. That's best answered by him. But he came, we agreed on some principles how we can get the party out of this problem.
So how do you think this can be resolved? Definitely.
It can be resolved through the court. Once the court makes pronouncement, then we go back and put our party together.
And if your faction loses out, you still work with
Of course, yes.
That's a commitment.
Of course, commitment.
PDP wants to return to power in 2019.
Yes.
But can they look Nigerians in the face and say, we did our best when we had the opportunity?
Yes. Why not? Well, look at, now PDP has not been in government for 2.5 years, or 2 years, just closely 2 years. So it is now up to Nigerians to decide what they have been and what they've been seen and what it is now.
What some Nigerians say is that
yes.
The PDP contributed to the economic mess
no.
in the country is in right now.
No, look. Whatever PDP must have done wrong, it is enough a time now for you to move forward and find a solution. The problem today that we are facing is that there is no nation that will succeed in its economic cycle when the apex banking of the country, particularly the economic team, the Minister of Finance and the Governor of Central Banks, economic advisor, if you haven't gotten it right. Let me give you an example. MFLA, the current Governor of Central Bank, was brought in for a purpose. And that purpose is no longer there.
What purpose do you know?
Whatever purpose is that he was brought in by the last administration. Today, what are we doing in Nigeria? We are selling dollars. The government of the day have no business keeping somebody like Omafele in office. He should go.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate this government?
Honestly,
on the three promises that they made while coming to government.
You know, as a leader of the
economy, security, and employment.
For security, they are doing very well. For security, the government is doing very, very well. I've said it just last week ago. Sambisa Forest was cleared. Coming from Borno State, I think this is the best gift that the nation will give my state.
You know, Sharia law was adopted in Borno State during the tenure of your predecessor.
Yes.
In the year 2000.
Yeah.
With the benefit of hindsight, was the adoption of Sharia in the northern states at that time a mistake? You know, I ask this because many believe that the passage of Sharia in the northern states at that time was what precipitated these Boko Haram incidents. Because all of a sudden, those who believe that Nigeria should be an Islamic state suddenly thought it was possible. Do you agree with that?
No, I totally agree that it was wrong for them. That's why, in my time, I stopped the operation of Sharia law. Sharia is a very, very complicated law to practice in places like Borno, where, like in southern Borno, in every home, there is Christian and Muslim in one house, belonging to the same parents. How do you practice it? So that's why I disbanded the committee. Immediately I came. And so this also contributed to be my crime, that I am infidel. That's why the Boko Haram were after my family. They killed my brother, they killed my cousin, they killed a lot of people in my family. But I have no regret on the actions that I took.
But you know, as you just said, you suffered personal loss because of the Boko Haram insurgency.
Yes.
Where do you think this accusation of you being the sponsor of Boko Haram, where do you think it came from?
I think it came from politicians. You see, and it's sponsored by politicians. The truth about was that I have a very large followership in Borno State. People that believe in me as a person politically. And some people felt that they must find something that will dent my career. Otherwise, one, I didn't do the Sharia. If they said Yusuf was part of the Sharia, that they brought, he was a member of the Sharia, I wasn't a governor. I was in busy National Assembly as a leader of the minorities. Number two, this committee that was set up, which we are talking about, Mohammed Yusuf was part of. I don't even know Mohammed Yusuf in my life. I've never seen him. I only met him when General Stanley Mena arrested him and took him to the brigade's commander's office. That was the first time I saw Yusuf. And I asked him, I said, are you Yusuf? He said, yes. Why are you killing people? He said, he's doing the job of God. And I said, are we pagan? From that time, I got just angry and left the barrack. What happened after that is history. So it's politicians, but they have come, those that have been sponsoring, now people have begun to know. Their hands are everywhere in Boko Haram. Now that they have been cleared, I'm sure very soon more will be revealed. In the sight of justice for you to sustain. But if you align and continue lying, people will begin to live, will know the truth. People of Borno State live in Borno State. They know the truth. They know that Ali Sharif will never be anything to do with Boko Haram. So all those that are busy propagating, trying to destroy my name, have come to the roadblock now, and I'm sure very soon they will be discovered.
Senator Ali-Modu Sheriff, we thank you for your time.
Thank you very much.
And we thank you for watching. Please join us next time when the program returns. But between now and then, let's continue our conversation online at channelstv.com. And tweet me your thoughts, will you please, at @ModeliSY. Thanks again for watching, and we hope to see you again next time.